What is proof of stake, POS, and how does it work? A consensus mechanism is a fault-tolerant mechanism that is used in a blockchain system to validate cryptocurrency transactions. Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency in the world, is ditching the proof-of-work consensus mechanism to move to a new proof-of-stake consensus mechanism. This was always their plan, as it's a key part of the community's strategy to scale Ethereum via the Ethereum 2.0 upgrades. But why is that? What is proof of stake? And why does Ethereum think it's better than proof of work? Well, in this video, we're going to answer just that. In our previous video, we explained to you the proof of work consensus mechanism, and I suggest you check that video out because understanding proof of work will make it a lot easier to comprehend proof of stake. What is proof of stake? Proof of stake relies on validators to maintain the cryptocurrency. Owners put up their tokens as collateral in a proof-of-stake mechanism. In exchange, they get control over the token in proportion to their stake. Token stakers often gain increased ownership in the token over time as a result of network fees, freshly created tokens, or other compensation mechanisms. Proof of work was enticing at first since it required only a standard computer to mine currency. To mine the most popular proof-of-work tokens nowadays, specialized, pricey equipment is required. Many mining operations are being carried out by huge, well-funded pools, thereby removing the general public from the equation. In the debate of proof-of-stake versus proof-of-work, the former could be more democratic. Anyone with tokens can participate in the decentralized finance DeFi ecosystem as a validator or staker. Analysts have focused on the environmental impact of proof-of-work protocols. Bitcoin in particular has left a significant environmental imprint as it has grown in popularity. Proof-of-stake dramatically minimizes the environmental cost by eliminating complicated cryptographic problems. Proof-of-work proponents argue that proof-of-stake deviates from cryptocurrency's original objective. Because the database or blockchain record was intrinsically valuable, Bitcoin stood apart from other financial assets. While wasteful in terms of energy, the mining process provided a unique and tamper-proof record of all financial transactions. Proof of stake has some flaws, at least in its most basic variants. The nothing-to-stake dilemma, for example, is based on the notion that when there is no penalty to establish forks or introducing incorrect information into the consensus, malevolent activity is encouraged. The energy cost of proof of work automatically restricts manipulation. Proof of stake, on the other hand, must utilize more complex mechanisms to try to present these security vulnerabilities. The discussion over proof of stake versus proof of work has mostly remained technical. Cardano is a noteworthy pioneer in proof of stake, while the largest projects have remained with proof of work. However, Ethereum's ambition to switch from proof of work to proof of stake have brought this topic to the forefront. Ethereum's move began in 2020 when the proof of stake beacon chain was established. Phase 1 is scheduled to debut in mid-2022, with the whole transition to proof of stake for Ethereum taking place over the next year. How does proof of stake work? The proof-of-stake method selects a node to be the validator of the next block using a pseudo-random election process based on a mix of variables such as staking age, randomization, and node's wealth. It's worth noting that blocks in proof-of-stake systems are referred to as forged rather than mined. Proof-of-stake cryptocurrencies frequently begin by selling pre-mined coins, or they begin with the proof-of-work method and eventually move to proof-of-stake. Whereas more and more cryptocurrency is generated as a reward for miners in proof-of-work-based systems, the proof-of-stake method often employs transactional fees as a reward. Users that wish to participate in the forging process must deposit a particular quantity of coin as a stake in the network. The stake level influences a node's chances of being chosen as the next validator to generate the next block. The higher the stake, the better. More unique approaches are introduced to the selection process to ensure that the process does not favor only the wealthiest nodes in the network. Randomized block selection and coin age selection are the two most used ways. The validators are chosen using a randomized block selection technique by looking for nodes with the lowest hash value and the largest stake, and because stake size are public, the next forger can typically be predicted by other nodes. The coin age selection technique selects nodes depending on the length of time that their tokens have been staked. The age of a coin is determined by multiplying the number of days the coin has been staked by the number of coins staked. After forging a block, a node's coin age is reset to 0, and they must wait a specific amount of time before forging another block. This prevents huge stake nodes from controlling the network. Each proof-of-stake cryptocurrency has its own set of rules and procedures that they mix for what they believe is the greatest possible combination for them and their customers. When a node is chosen to fabricate the next block, it verifies the validity of the transaction in the block, signs it, and adds it to the blockchain. The transaction costs linked with the transactions in the block are paid to the node as a reward. If a node wants to cease forging, its stake and earned rewards will be returned after a specific length of time, allowing the network to verify that the node hasn't contributed to any fraudulent blocks on the blockchain. The stake acts as a financial incentive for the forger node to avoid validating or initiating fraudulent transactions. If a fraudulent transaction is detected by the network, the forger node will lose a portion of its stake as well as its rights to participate as a forger in the future. As long as the stake is more than the reward, the validator will lose more coins in the event of a fraud attempt. The majority interest in the network, commonly known as the 51% attack, is required to successfully control the network and accept fraudulent transactions. This would be impractical depending on the value of the cryptocurrency, as gaining control of the network would necessitate acquiring 51% of the circulating quantity. The proof-of-stake algorithm key benefits are energy efficient and security. Because running nodes is simple and inexpensive, a large number of people are incentivized to do so. Because mining pools are no longer required to mine the blocks, this together with the randomization process makes the network more decentralized. And because there is less of a need to issue a large number of new coins as a reward, the price of a particular coin remains more stable. It's important to note that the cryptocurrency industry is always growing and expanding, and that new algorithms and methods are being deployed and tested. Which cryptocurrencies use proof-of-stake? The proof-of-stake system is used by an increasing number of the most popular cryptocurrencies: Cosmos, Atom, Cardano, ADA, Polkadot, DOT, Solana, Sol, VeChain, VET, Tezos, XTZ. These networks aim to accomplish a variety of different tasks. Cardano and Solana, like Ethereum, are dedicated to delivering smart contract capabilities. Cosmos also allows many blockchains to connect with one another. Tezos is a cryptocurrency that enables the production and trading of security tokens. Because proof-of-stake does not entail mining, proof-of-stake networks sometimes begin with pre-mine, in which the whole quantity of token is created at once. Can you make money with proof-of-stake? The short answer is yes. Validators have a chance to earn the next block reward of new tokens for their chosen network if they become validators. However, not just anyone can work as a validator. To become a validator who advances the chain along, you must hold a particular quantity of coins. Most people can become validator nodes if they choose, but they won't be able to vote on whether or not to move the chain ahead, and they won't be compensated for doing so. The number of tokens required to become a validator varies with each network. Some networks may charge a little fee, while others may charge a substantial fee. Fortunately, several cryptocurrency exchanges have made it easier for individual investors to stake their proof-of-stake coins. Instead of needing to build up your validator node, several exchanges have taken on the role of the validator. They then offer to stake tokens on behalf of exchange users who have proof-of-stake tokens in their wallets, in exchange for a hefty fee of their profits. There is normally no requirement for a minimum quantity. Staking is available at numerous currencies, such as Cosmos, Atom, Tezos, XTZ, VeChain, VET, and others on some of the top exchanges, such as Binance and Coinbase. Users just buy or deposit coins and keep them in their exchange wallets to participate. Staking rewards will therefore be paid out regularly to that wallet. This, strangely, however, has been criticised by some as being overly centralised. If a tiny oligarchy controls the majority of validator nodes for a proof-of-stake coin, the network will be concentrated in the hands of a small oligarchy. Understanding proof-of-stake is crucial to comprehending cryptocurrencies and their operation. In general, knowing what you're investing in before becoming engaged is always a good idea.